Forgotten Land is so much fun. Even this opening area, there's so much you can do, like... where did Kirby go? Oh, look, there he is. Let's get on with the level. Wait, what happened to the fog? Why is this area so bright? Whatever, let's play something else. How about Treasure Road? Oh, I love these. Let's go with hammers. Let's shatter that best time to pieces. Wait, I'm stuck? I'm seriously stuck. I can't get out of here. Fine, forget about the treasure roads. Let's just play a level and cheese it with tornado. I love the florid tornado hat. It's so pretty looking. Does it look good in mouthful mode? Oh yes it does. Hey, actually, can I get up here? Oh wow, I can. That's cool. Okay, moving on. No, I'm stuck. Glitches in games are an inevitability, especially in today's day and age where every game feels like it has more glitches than any form of functioning code. That said, glitches can be really funny, perhaps even helpful, depending on what kind of glitch it is. A glitch that ruins your save data is bad, but a glitch that lets you go out of bounds and explore a game further than ever intended is amazing. And for all of you enjoying Kirby and the Forgotten Land out there, I have some good news. The game is remarkably well put together, but that hasn't stopped people from finding really fun glitches. And exclusively fun glitches, might I add. If bad glitches are actually in the game, ones that ruin your save or whatever, I haven't seen any of them. But before we get started, to talk about something that I actually have seen, this video. Don't glitch the system and give the video a like, enter your functioning feedback into the comments, and understand the code of the YouTube algorithm, and ring the notification bell after subscribing to the channel. All of those things help me out, and we just recently hit 5,000 subscribers on the channel, which I really appreciate. Thank you all so much. Let's continue to grow even more together, and that also goes for the 85% of you that aren't subscribed to the channel. That is not a glitch. Starting off with something simple, on the Battle of Blizzard Bridge, after you defeat Wild Edge and ignore move on with or without sword, there is a monkey throwing hammers that you can inhale to cheese the level. That said, if you want to have a little fun, you can slide into it from a specific angle and watch him. And that's it, he's stuck in the arena wall, so instead of functioning like a normal enemy, he ascends. If you defeat Florina and the arena walls go away, he'll fall back down, so you don't have to worry about anybody dying of being too high in the sky, whatever that's called. I just provide entertaining content. I'm not a thesaurus or a dictionary. Let's not move too far away from this bridge, though. To do this next glitch, you need to start the secret boss rush. I know, I didn't know one of these existed either until I was doing research for this video. Once you beat Twin Florina with hammer, enter the tornado puzzle room and... Wow, that's such a crazy glitch. When you respawn after dying, you've probably already noticed that the camera looks totally different. Congrats, you can now go out of bounds. There's even a tornado enemy nearby to help you explore. You can find all kinds of nutty things by going out of bounds here. It feels limitless. Except Kirby himself has a limited flight, so, it's not limitless. There are a decent chunk of fun out-of-bound glitches in this game, most notably one in the abandoned beach that's even used for speedrunning. Just jump on some trees, float down, and you're done. You can even skip the mini-boss fight, which is really cool. And through the tunnel, if you grab the second set of stairs, go back to the first, put the second where the first was, and plop the first into the bottomless pit. Well, the results speak for themselves. Or you can mess it up and get this funky looking shot. I did not even know this was a thing, but I had a really good laugh after seeing it. In the staff side of Arrival Mall, or however the heck you pronounce it, you can use the cone to get out of bounds up here using a trick I will talk about in a bit. I am such a tease. That said, I messed up and lost my out of bounds placement here pretty quickly. I can only hide how much of a mess I am for so long, okay? This next out of bounds is very spoiler heavy right before the final boss, might I add, so this is your warning. Now then.
It is now kept in a state of permanent stasis within the custom-made.
I wasn't able to get the positioning right, but you can continuously bonk on this wall using dragon fire to get out of bounds. There's no practical purpose for this, but it looks really funny. You can also do this in the Alival whatever, where you can watch me try in vain for a good 15 minutes to get it work, and not being able to get it work. Oh. Staying within bounds now, one of the cooler things about Forgotten Land involves ability upgrades. In particular, even some quirky ones like Sleep get an upgrade. And as much as I love Sleep, for the sake of this video, I need to talk about Time Crash. Time Crash is really fun to mess around with because it slows down time. JoJo style, is that a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reference? It's fun to run around while everything else moves super slowly, but it is still Crash. Use it once and it's gone. However, if you grab a collectible that causes an animation to play, or you enter a loading zone when Time Crash is about to end, you get to keep it. You can also keep it if you get rid of the ability just as it's about to go away, but I couldn't find the timing for that to work. I mean, I did once, but it was by a total accident and I thought it was easy, so I didn't record it. So how about that cone trick I was talking about before, called Cone Double Jump? Normally, if Kirby's got anything in his mouth, including mouthful modes like the vending machine, you thought I was gonna say the Among Us light bulb. Shoot. If there's anything in there, Kirby won't be able to float, jump multiple times in the air, whatever. That said, if you jump on the frame after Kirby's cone mode get animation finishes, then even if you're airborne, you can fit in another jump. Because Cone's attack moves Kirby up a little bit, you can use cone jumping to gain some extra height, as seen in the out of bounds clip earlier. You can even use this to fight Windedge in downtown Grassland, although it's not as strong as I would hope. I figured it would do so much more damage than this. It's kind of sad that it's kind of weaker than normal Kirby. Yeah. Alright, so we've talked about a lot of glitches. Let's take a little break here and go over some skips. Skips are smaller yet somehow cooler and almost, kinda sorta similar to glitches, and how the developers didn't intend for you to be able to do any of these. That said, instead of taking advantage of an error in the game's code or whatever, skips are simply creative ways that players find methods to get around certain aspects of the game while still following the rules, so to speak. To start, I'll fill you in on a little detail that makes the last video already outdated. The setup here is very simple. In searching the oasis, jump onto this sign, jump towards the cliff, and use Drill's dash attack. Then once you bonk on the wall, mash float. There you go, you skip a good half of the room, and can use Drill to burrow underground and get the water mouthful. For another crazy skip, you can use Fire or Tornado, probably Drill as well, to skip 2 areas in Welcome to Daria. Simply go here, use Burning twice, and you float. Easy. This one's a tad more complicated, but still not that hard. From the blue bench, jump on this light, and then use Burning to reach these other lights, and finally rinse repeat a little bit, and you've performed yet another skip. If you want an even crazier skip, somehow, then I've got you covered. In the Beast Pack's final stand, enter with Tornado and... well, I'll let the footage speak for itself on this one. YouTube is a visual medium, and this is really too cool to describe. If you're driving, just look at your phone or whatever, it's fine. You won't get in an accident, I promise. Kirby fans' promises are invalid. For a simpler skip with a harder setup and, honestly, equal payoff, returning to this bridge again, after you beat Wild Bonkers, you'll see a Needleless. Whoa, is that actually what they're called? That's so cool. And a Hothead that you can set up for a mix. If you can time it properly, you'll get Crash, and even if you're on Wild mode, this will one-shot both. Yes, that Take No Damage on Twin Frosty mission just became 10 times easier. Thank you, speedrunning. And now, for the skip that I think is the coolest. If you take Bomb in the point of arrival, you can do this cool skip and save 1 or 2 seconds, maybe, kind of, sort of, I don't know. In the treasure room for Cluster Needle, you have to go through a fairly long section of fighting enemies. You can reach the target time just fine, but the in-game check that spawns all of the enemies doesn't actually extend underneath the stage. So you can use Needle's dash attack and simply go underneath. Mills had initially found a harder variation of this skip, but I couldn't do it, so I thought of this and I got it on my second try. Was that out of laziness? Probably, but hey, it doesn't make this any less cool. Okay, back to glitches. To get into the swing of things again, let's start with some smaller ones. Back at point of arrival again, if you float into this spot of this tree, Kirby will get stuck for a little while. Unlike the other glitches that get you stuck, you can still move, but if you don't, then the game thinks that you're dying or dead and poofs you back to the ground. For a getting stuck in glitch that you actually can't get out of, there's a very easy fit in this room of Northeast Frost Street. Literally just jump in here from below and you're stuck, you can't get out. Not even being a space ranger can get you out of this one. Alright, this next glitch, check it out. If you're up against tropic woods and you jump into a very specific point before activating this cutscene, you just skip the cutscene. This might not seem like the biggest deal, but not only is it like really funny wailing on a boss without a health bar, but more importantly, doing this automatically clears every single mission for the boss fight. I captured footage on a 100% save file because I really couldn't be bothered to get to this point on a fresh one, but try it out yourself. You can take damage, be slow, use an ability, whatever. You still clear the missions, and it's really, really fantastic. So all of these glitches are cool and all, but none of them are dealing with the ultimate evil in this game. No, nothing involving the Beast Pack. Rather, the invisible ceiling above Kirby that stops him from being able to float higher. Is there a way to get rid of it entirely? No, not quite, but we have a compromise, although the ability distribution is limited. With fire or ice, after floating for a while, Kirby gets tired, poor fella, and will slowly start to fall to the ground. Right before Kirby lands, if you tap the attack button to make Kirby spit out heat, or ice, and then mash the jump button, Kirby ascends! It's really funny looking, but there is a downside to this. Volcano Fire, the first upgrade, doesn't get to enjoy this. I have no idea what the specifics of the glitch are, but for fire, only fire and dragon fire have the traditional fire breath that is, I don't know, required to make this work, but I mean, it works with all three of the ices, so I don't really know. Also, Kirby doesn't suddenly just get a boost of energy from this. He stays tired, so getting anything out of this, beyond a laugh, requires some serious creativity and skill. A fun way to get the timing down, aside from just mashing jump, is to do Fire's aerial dash attack, float for a bit, use the dash attack again, wait for a bit, then tap attack and mash jump. It's tricky to get down, but once you learn it, it's actually really, really crazy. Dazzle your friends with how easily that you can do it. That being said, literally the day before this video was getting uploaded, it was discovered that you can also do this glitch with Hammer, and the results are... I don't even know how to describe this. Like, you can literally skip every single boss fight in Battle on Blizzard Bridge. Why are we back here again? But if you thought that tornado skip from before was cool, you can not only do that one with Hammer as well, but also the next one in the room after involving the boat. Yeah, no, you don't even need to get the boat anymore. You can just use Hammer. Why is it this crazy? You can't even do this with fire. Like, excuse me? When you inhale a car for the car mouthful mode, you drive it like you drive a car.
Wow.
But if you ignore it and move on, the game gives you some backup cars along the way, so you don't need to backtrack. That is nice, but if the cars get too close to each other, one will just poof. Like it never existed. If you immediately get rid of a car as you inhale it, the game doesn't realize that there are two cars on the screen at once. You can actually see the two cars on the screen at once if you do this, which is actually kind of funny. If the one car is Lightning McQueen, I guess the other car gets to be Chick Hicks? The fun starts when the cars get close to each other. You can stack them on top of each other to make a car tower and become a ruler of the cars. Thing is, this wasn't actually supposed to happen. The fact that the cars are staying still is actually pretty rare from all of my testing. Typically, what happens is... yeah, this is very silly, but it's a lot of fun to watch. Depending on how the cars are stacked, they can even go haywire at different speeds, so simply experimenting winds up being all different kinds of fun. At their fastest, you can get them to go at lightning-fast speeds.
Who here knew about the Thunderfest?
Staying on the topic of mouthful mode, let's end with one of the first glitches discovered back in the demo days. involving mouthful mode. Mouthful storage, as it's called, happens when you inhale a mouthful mode object while taking damage at the exact same time. This makes it difficult to set up, but if you get it right, and tell me if you've heard this one before, it's really funny seeing Kirby inhale this stuff from out of nowhere. Despite everything that I've been talking about today, Kirby and the Forgotten Land is one of the best put together games that's come out in a really long time, especially for 3D. All of these glitches are super hard to come by, and despite the jokes that I made throughout this video, none of them even come close to harming the experience of the game. If anything, I feel like they all make this game even better. Aside from anything that the devs may potentially add to this, I don't think anything about the game really needs to be fixed or patched. And that is just another reason why this is one of the best games to come out in a long time. Actually, game is broken.